Usually going to the moon means, well, actually going to the moon. But looking at this fresh stack of BBC News reports on NASA's Artemis III mission, the next lunar crew won't be getting anywhere near the dust.
Right, definitely not.
Yeah, they'll be staying, like, just 290 miles above Earth.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's unpack this, because the future of human spaceflight just took a massive, unexpected pivot.
It really is a profound shift in strategy. And, I mean, the engineering realities driving that pivot are just fascinating.
So NASA just tapped the 4 astronauts for this 2027 flight, and we've got a seriously veteran crew here. There's Commander Randy Bresnik, pilot Luca Parmitano from the Italian Space Agency, who already has like over 300 days in space, and mission specialists Frank Rubio and Andre Douglas.
That is a ton of flight experience.
It is. But wait, if they aren't actually landing on the lunar South Pole like originally planned, what exactly is the point of a 2027 launch?
Well, it really comes down to proving the hardware works before lives are on the line, you know, 250,000 miles away. The original plan relied on commercial landers that are incredibly complex. Right.
So NASA realized they need a mandatory stepping stone first. Instead of a lunar landing, Artemis III is now a low Earth orbit test. They are going up to practice rendezvous and docking capabilities with prototype landers from SpaceX and Blue Origin.
So it's basically like taking a wildly experimental new car for a spin around the neighborhood before committing to a cross-country road trip.
Exactly. I mean, it's like trying to perfectly couple 2 speeding freight trains together while they're both in free fall.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Right, and if they can't prove they can do it right here over Earth, doing it in lunar orbit is basically a death sentence.
That makes sense. But practicing docking at 290 miles up assumes we actually have functional landers to dock with.
Oh.
Which brings us to the exploding hardware.
Yeah, the hardware issues.
Because reading through these reports, I'm seeing massive red flags with the commercial partners. Like, what is actually going on with SpaceX's Starship?
So the primary issue with Starship is its sheer weight. It is so massive that it can't just fly to the moon on 1 tank of gas. It requires unprecedented in-orbit refueling. Meaning what, exactly?
We're talking about launching a fleet of tanker ships to transfer super-chilled liquid methane and oxygen between docked spacecraft in orbit.
But why is that so difficult? I mean, we refuel jets in the air all the time.
Because of fluid dynamics and zero gravity. You can't just, like, pour fuel into a tank in space.
Because it just floats everywhere.
Exactly. Without gravity, the liquid floats into spheres, it sticks to the walls, and it boils off due to extreme temperature fluctuations. You have to use complex ullage thrusting.
Wait, ullage thrusting?
Yeah, basically accelerating the ship slightly so the fuel settles at the bottom of the tank just to be able to pump it.
Yes.
Nobody has ever done this on this scale.
Wow. Okay, that explains why congressional auditors literally said SpaceX has made limited progress on that exact technology. And it's not just SpaceX.
No, definitely not.
Blue Origin's new Glenn rocket just exploded on the launch pad 10 days ago, severely damaging their only capable launch complex. And SpaceX is up on stage promising aircraft-like operations while rockets are still actively blowing up. It feels like the private sector struggles are jeopardizing the whole timeline.
And that tension is exactly what makes the current situation so high stakes. The United States leaned entirely into this agile, fail-fast, private sector capitalism model to build its space infrastructure. You blow things up to learn quickly.
Right.
What's fascinating here is that perfecting these exact docking maneuvers is the mandatory first step for assembling a future moon base, which is the ultimate stepping stone for humans to reach Mars. You can't do any of that if you can't connect massive hardware in a vacuum. But the problem is, NASA doesn't have the luxury of time for too many more explosions.
Because the geopolitical clock is ticking louder than ever, NASA claims they will pull off a crewed lunar landing by 2028 and have base elements in place by 2030. But given these development hurdles, independent experts are calling that 2028 goal heroic. There is effectively zero schedule slack left.
And they aren't operating in a vacuum. China is aggressively targeting its own crewed landing by 2030. And their approach is the exact opposite of the US commercial model. It's a state-sponsored, slow and steady hardware program.
So for you listening, we're watching a dead heat to establish a permanent human presence on another world, playing out in real time. It's wild to think that the same agile, Silicon Valley-style philosophy that revolutionized rocket reusability might be the exact bottleneck in a modern space race.
It really is. And NASA officials stated this Artemis III orbital test is deliberately designed to take calculated risks.
Calculated risks. But with the margin for error effectively at zero, How many more explosive commercial setbacks can occur before the United States 2028 timeline shatters entirely?
It's a critical question.
Could a few more blown launch pads and tricky zero-gravity fuel transfers be exactly what allows a rival nation to claim the lunar South Pole first? Something for you to mull over as we wait to see if these commercial prototypes can safely make it to low Earth orbit.
For more breaking news and daily updates, follow Minute Wire. Like, share, and subscribe to stay informed.